everybody. My name is Lyla Bomar, and at my first day at TASIS, I was completely lost. Not just emotionally, but literally lost. I was holding my schedule, trying to figure out what all the different colors meant, and looking around, everyone seemed to have this place memorized. And standing there with my schedule in one hand and my brand new leather shoes giving me blisters before I got to first period, I remember thinking, I'm definitely the most confused person on campus. When you're new, you're forced to pay attention. Listen harder. Focus on things people overlook, like who's sitting with who, how they greet each other, and what they're laughing at, because you definitely didn't want it to be you. I've been that new student multiple times before because my dad's in the military, so I've moved a lot. 10 times and counting, actually. So you would think I would have this new kid thing down, but every new school, it is still that same worrying feeling of, am I going to make any friends? Are people even going to like me? When something is unfamiliar, you can't rely on habits, so you're forced to build new ones. And what I realized is that being new isn't just a phase. It's a skill, the ability to adapt and to learn to be curious instead of afraid. And when I thought about the 50th anniversary and forward, that's exactly what I thought about. It hit me. That's exactly what our school, our world needs right now, the courage to keep being new. At my first week at TASIS, I had a class that the teacher asked me a question, and I didn't know the answer. I panicked. Everyone around me seemed to know the answer, and they all raised their hands. And I sat there in silence. But after class, I went to the teacher and asked him to further explain. And he did. And it was that little small step of courage that changed everything. It showed me that asking questions isn't a sign of weakness. It's a spark of understanding and opens your mind to curiosity. When we're new, curiosity is our superpower. It opens doors, starts conversations, and turns strangers into guides. And if TASIS has thrived for 50 years, it's because people keep asking questions. What's new? What can we do better? And that same curiosity is going to drive us for many years to come. Let me tell you about my first real fail. I studied for one class completely for weeks, hours on end, and I still didn't understand anything. And instead of asking questions and wanting to know more, I didn't. I was embarrassed. Why didn't I know everything else everyone else did? So I went in and took the test, and I got my test score back, and it was nothing anyone that studied that hard wanted to see. A big 23%. Yeah, I know, pretty bad. Thank goodness for test corrections, though. Really saved my butt there. I felt so embarrassed. I wanted to disappear. But what I realized is that failure can be another way of being a new kid. It's another opportunity to learn. And it showed me that it really opened my mind and showed me where my gaps were and made me care enough to fill them in. And as a community, if we can embrace that, if TASIS can continue to treat mistakes as an opportunity to grow, imagine what the next many years will look like. One day, I was sitting alone. I had my computer out at lunch to make myself look busy, but I really had nothing to do. And I was waiting for that one hello, that one conversation to spark, to have a friend. But I was done waiting. I took my chance, and it changed everything. It was that one conversation that really opened my mind. Every time you say hello to a new student or invite someone in your group, you're not just being polite, you're shaping the future culture of your school. And when I think about the next 50 years, I don't picture a timeline, I picture a mindset, one that can stay open and welcoming no matter what comes. Because in a way, we are all new kids. We are all new kids with so much change and still learning how to grow and learning how to live life. And the question is, will you keep that new kid's courage? Here's my challenge for you today. Try a new kid act. Start a conversation with someone you've never met before. Get a little lost on purpose and see where it leads you. Because if the first 50 years were built on a strong foundation, the next 50 years should be built on staying curious enough to keep building. And remember, if you get a little lost along the way, just remember, usually the first steps are finding a way to something truly new and creating a pathway. Thank you again. My name is Lyla Bomar.